Hi, I'm Marshall. I'm the owner of Going Gear, and I'm here in our store in Smyrna, Georgia. This is the extended review of the Mecarmy SPX10 and SPX18. All right, here we are with the SPX10, SPX18. I went ahead and took the SPX10 out of the packaging since they both came with the same stuff, so we'll just unbox the 18 so you can see what comes on the inside. Good information here on the packaging. You've got 1100 lumens on both of those. The big differences you're going to see between these is that one has a smaller head, the 10 has a smaller head, the 18 has a larger head, so you're going to get a little bit more of a focused beam on the 18 versus the 10. The 10 is going to be more spread out, not quite as much beam distance. So you have 224 meters of beam distance on the 10, 287 on the 18. Other than that, they are very, very similar lights. And as always, you can get the full specs on our site, goinggear.com. All right, we're going to set the 10 packaging to the side. We're going to use the 18 and open it up. These are pretty cool lights. When Mecarmy first said that they were going to be doing a tactical light, you know, they make some awesome little keychain lights. I was kind of like, well, where are you guys going to go with that? There's a whole lot of tactical lights on the market. And we got these in, and they're actually something that's pretty cool, and they're different. So I've said this a lot in recent videos because I've been trying to touch on the flashlights that we sell that are different than everything else, and this is definitely one of those. So it's got a pretty neat switching mechanism in here, and I'll show you better here in just a second. But pretty nice packaging. They do not have built-in micro USB charging like pretty much the entire rest of the Mecarmy line, but they do come with a battery that has built-in charging, and I'll show you that when I pull the battery out. They come with a pretty nice holster, definitely a step above what you get with a lot of manufacturers. So pretty nice nylon holster, and you got some other stuff in there. You've got the user manual, you've got some spare O-rings if you happen to need that. And you can see here on the bottom, there's actually a plastic cup attached, and that is because when you have it set down in there, you know, you've got this 360-degree switch where you can activate it from the side and everything. It helps keep it from being activated, so that's pretty cool. So you've got that in there. You've got the flap that goes over the front, keeps it from being activated while it's in the sheath. Some nice attachment points. You got a nice thick piece of nylon back there. You've got a D-ring right there. You can attach it to a carabiner or whatever else. Pretty nice holster, and it's cool that they've got that in there to help prevent accidental activation. User manual, always worth a read. This one's pretty short, so definitely take a look at it. Got some good information in there. Some basic specs about it. So you've got the 1100 on high, 306 on medium. Low is 27 lumens, and then the strobe is the full 1100 lumens. You got 2.28 hours on high, 5.33 hours on medium, and then 125 hours on the low. As always, pretty much every light we sell in this size, or pretty much any light we sell that puts out a decent amount of output, after a few minutes, it's going to drop in output just because of heat. I'm sure someone on Candle Power Forums has done an actual graph of when that happens. I'm not sure, but just keep that in mind. It usually drops to about 60% of the original output. That's only if you're running it straight on the full max output. The other outputs won't do that. All right, so here's the two lights. You can see once you get past the head, they're pretty much the same light. You got the same switch, the same body, the same anti-roll ring, the same pocket clip, and same body pretty much. You just have the different heads. So you have the smaller head, a little bit better for EDC, a lot easier to slip into a pocket, or if you've got a tight sleeve in a pack or holster or something like that that you want to use that's not the one from Mecarmy. This one's going to be a little bit easier to slide in there. Where this one's going to give you the larger head, you've got the strike bezel on there, and then you have the better beam distance. So you got the extra 60 or 70 meters of beam distance. And it's going to be a more focused beam. So that hot spot is going to be more intense, and you'll see that better when we go outside versus the more spread out beam that you're going to get on the 10. Same LED down in there, so you can see the LED down in there. You can see the difference in the size of the head and the reflector a little bit better when I show you like that. But other than that, they are pretty much the same light, same interface and all that. Just get these O-rings out of the way. Let me open up the 10 and actually show you that battery because it is a pretty interesting battery. It's the first one I've seen that's like this. It actually has built-in micro USB charging. So you can see you've got a micro USB port there. Plug micro USB in there, and you don't have to worry about a separate charger. It actually charges straight into the battery. Good capacity on it. You got the 3400 milliamp hour 18650, so really nice runtime. Good capacity, and we do actually sell the batteries separately if you want to get one of those for one of your other lights or get a spare or something like that. One thing to note is that this light does not come with the charging cable, but it is micro USB. It's not some proprietary cable, so chances are you got 50 of those lying around. I know I do. I've got them all over the place, so they're easy to find for sure. We're going to go and stick that back in, and we'll use the 10 to show you the interface. Like I said, this light's different. It's something new. It's something interesting, and the switching mechanism is one of the big reasons for that. You've also got the battery in there, but the switching mechanism is the interesting part of this. So you actually have different ways that you can press it. So if you press it just straight on, you lightly press it, you have the momentary. Let's actually zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. So you've got the light press, you've got the momentary. Click it all the way for constant on. Now to change the modes, you don't mess with the head. There's no separate button. There's no rotary ring or anything like that. It's actually in the switch, and you press it to the side. So when you press it to the side, you can see when you do the press and hold, it's going to go into strobe. But when you just lightly tap it or lightly press it, you can see it's going to switch through your other outputs. And then from off, if you press it to the side, it goes straight into the strobe. Pretty cool. So no fumbling with other switches, no fumbling with rings, no messing with the head or anything like that. It's all with that tail switch, and you're just dumb motor skills hitting the back of that light. It's going to turn it on. And then when you do the side presses, that's where you have your strobe and your other outputs. So something different. It's actually really well done. You can see it's really easy to use. You just got the light presses. Pretty much however you hold it, it's still really easy to use, and it's not like you have to press it from a certain way. You don't have to press it like, aligned with the pocket clip or anything like that. It's any way around here. You got 360 degrees around there that you can press it. No matter how you do it, it's going to have the same operation. Really, really neat switching mechanism. I'm kind of excited to see what else they're going to put this switching mechanism on, because they did a good job with it. It's something new, it's something interesting, and it works really, really well. So here, again, you can see up close the difference in the size. So you definitely have a little bit more length to the 18, and then obviously the larger head. So I like both of them. I like both of these a lot. If I was going to carry one in my pocket, I prefer slimmer things. This is honestly on the upper side of anything that I would carry on a daily basis, but it's not too bad. You slide it down in the corner of your pocket. You don't really notice it too much. I personally would notice this quite a bit, but for a bag light or something that you're going to put in your vehicle, something by the door, something by the bedstand, this is pretty awesome because you get that more focused beam, you get that extra beam distance. Totally a personal preference. They did a great job on both of them. Just keep in mind, this is going to be the more focused on the 18, more spread out and smaller in terms of the overall size on the 10. So let me show you the interface again real quick. We'll use the 18 this time. So you lightly press the end, get momentary, click it all the way for constant on, push the switch to the side any way around it, and it'll switch between your 3 different outputs. Press and hold from on or off to get into the strobe, and then you can do it again to get back out of that strobe, and then click it to turn it back off, and there you can see you've got the strobe from off as well. Really interesting lights. They did a good job on these. I've been really happy with all the stuff we've been getting from Mecarmy. The little Illuminex lines, the PT series, the SGN3, all of it's been super cool. So I'm very, very excited to see what they come out with next, because they just keep on doing new and interesting and cool things. One thing I forgot to note before as I was packing up, I noticed that there's a lanyard in there. I forgot to tell you about the lanyard. So they do come with a pretty nice, durable, sturdy lanyard. All right, let's go ahead and take these lights outside, and we'll show you how they do outside. All right, we're outside with the Mecarmy SPX10 and SPX18. Got the big 40 mag light that I always use as a control, since pretty much everybody's familiar with that. Let's go ahead and try out the mag light first. Tree right there is about 30 feet away. Dock house down there on the lake is about 100 feet away. That's the mag light. Let's try out the 10 first, so the one with the smaller head. So there is that tree, 30 feet away, 100 feet away. Obviously, both of them lit up super, super well. Let's zoom in on the dock house just so you can see how well everything is lit up down there. I really like these lights. I didn't really get the concept when I saw the marketing materials and the PowerPoint slides or whatever it was that they showed me. Then I got them in the hand and I was like, man, these are pretty cool. Interesting interface on them, really nice beams. You got that cool switch on it. Really easy to switch through your different outputs one-handed, which I really, really like. I'm a big proponent of that, being able to do everything with one hand. So you can use your other hand. You don't have to fumble around in the dark trying to switch the outputs or mess with different modes or anything like that. These are very easy to use with one hand. So that is the SPX10, this one with the smaller head. Let's try the 18, the one with the larger head. So there you can see a more focused beam, more intense hotspot, a little bit more concentrated. Other than that, they are pretty much the same light, but they do definitely have different beams on them. I'll show you the lower outputs on it. So there's the low, really good for up close kind of stuff. And it's quick and easy to get to your other outputs as well. Let me show you them side by side. So we'll do the 18 over here on the right, 10 on the left. Cycle back and forth. So you can see the 10 lights up the dock house and an area around it. The 18 lights up pretty much just the dock house, but it lights it up more intensely. You'll see that a little bit better when we go out to a longer distance here in a second. All right, let's try them out at a longer distance. Okay, we got about 130 yards to work with now. Let's go ahead and try out the SPX10 again first. Tree right there is about 20 feet away. Got a couple targets set up out there. You're probably super familiar with these if you watched any of my other videos. But the first target there on the right is at 50 yards. Second one is at 100 yards, and the tree line beyond, you can see the trunks of the trees out there, is 130 yards. So that is the SPX10. Let's zoom back out. I'll show you the lower levels. So there is your lower output. Here's your medium, here's your high. Even the low gets out to the 20 feet pretty well. So good distance on even just the low. All right, let's try out the 18. So there's the 18, there's the 20 feet. There's the target set up out there, 50 yards and 100 yards. Again, more focused beam, more concentrated beam, a little bit better beam distance, but smaller hotspot. So it's not gonna light up as wide of an area with that hotspot. So it depends on what you're gonna be using the light for. You know, you got the larger size on the SPX18. I'll show you the lower outputs on it while I'm at it. There's the low, still gets out to 20 feet. There's the medium, and there's the high. Oops, there's the high. All right, let me show you them side by side. So here is the 10, here's the 18. So the longer distance shows even better the difference in the beams, the difference in the focus and the intensity. So there you go. That is the Mecarmy SPX10 and SPX18. I really like both of them. I think they both have their uses, although I probably lean towards the 10 a little bit more just because I think it's a little bit more pocketable. And as I've said in a lot of previous videos, I like more floody lights. I like to be able to light up a wider area at once, but definitely if you want the more beam distance and a little bit more intense concentrated hotspot, the 18 is the way to go. But they're both great lights. I really like that switch. I like that one-handed, easy to switch interface. Just push it to the side. You know, you're not messing with the head, you're not messing with any separate switches or rings or anything like that. I really, really like one-handed interfaces, and this is one of my favorites for sure. And it comes with the battery with the micro USB charging. That's pretty cool. And I like the design. They look cool. I like the look of the Mecarmy lights, that big chunky diamond knurling or machining or whatever you want to call it. Looks nice. They did a really good job on these, and I definitely recommend them. All right, so there you go. That is the Mecarmy SPX10, SPX18. If you like them, you can buy them from me at goinggear.com. As always, get going and start something. Thanks for watching.